Put that thing away.
What's up, Videolanders?
I'm gonna put somebody's eye out.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Seth.
And we're here messing with Iron Man toys.
Yes.
We give this glove I give it a 3 out of 5.
Heck, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's a fun
cool.
little glove.
It is
And I
fun.
like this helmet. I like the. I like this. This is a fun little feature.
But hey,
Darth Mother knows you earth and trips. I mean, it's good stuff.
hey, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
this isn't a toy show.
No, it isn't.
We're here to adventure through the sights and sounds of Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3.
Yep.
So, today, my friend Seth,
Yeah.
we adventure. We go on a journey,
Mm-hmm.
and our journey takes us to Switzerland in 1999.
With LEF 65 Blue playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fun. It's a fun opening to a movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of going back. What'd you think? I'm gonna let you just take it, baby.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the opening scenes of Iron Man 3?
I mean, it was good because it did a lot of setup. I really liked that the doctor, can't think of his name.
Jensen.
Yeah. From Iron Man 1, we get the little,
Nice
oh,
callback.
cool. Because in the first one, he said, I've met you once before at a party when they were in the cave together. In Iron Man 1, they say that. But it's a cool little, I guess, talk between Tony Stark and then the botanist. I'm sorry, I don't remember everybody's
A
name.
lot of characters, man. This
Yeah.
is, like our 8th movie
Yes.
in our marathon?
I was going to say, yeah. The botanist, Aldrich Killian's character, or what's his real name?
Aldrich Killian.
No, but what's the actor's name?
Pearce.
Guy Pearce's character, Aldrich Killian. We get introduced to everybody.
Did you like
there.
him at the beginning?
All nerded out and everything?
Yeah.
It didn't seem, it felt off.
Yeah, it did. Didn't it?
Just because it was like he was trying too hard.
Yeah, didn't it seem
Yeah.
like 90s Batman?
Yeah, or it kind of reminded me of like in Spider-Man 2, Jamie Foxx, his Electro.
It did.
Yeah,
It did.
where it
I
was just
thinking
kind of
that
like,
myself.
where it was just kind of like, what's going on here, guys?
Yeah.
You're trying so stinking hard.
I agree.
But,
It wasn't quite, I mean, it wasn't, they didn't stick on it though.
yeah,
So it was
thank
over,
goodness.
It was
Thank
over
goodness.
quickly.
Yes, and, I mean, I thought it was cool.
Do I like Vincent Vega, or I guess I should say Happy Hogan?
Yes.
He looks like he's straight out of like a straight to video Pulp Fiction.
Yes,
I love that look
that's
there.
cool,
It's
though.
so fun.
Yeah,
dude.
and I was gonna say, and he's even though he's not in this movie that much, I mean, it's still fun.
I love seeing him, man.
Mm-hmm.
I hope do we know if he's in Avengers 2?
We don't know. I was sad that he wasn't in Avengers 1. I thought that he could have easily been on the jet
I
with
like
Pepper.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you think, like, I always thought that him and not Scarlet Witch, Ultron on my mind.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson, Black
Yeah.
Widow. I always thought they should get together.
They had
I
a
thought
thing.
I thought they had some great chemistry.
You
in Iron
see
Man
it,
2.
I felt like that was just John Favreau being like, I think Scarlett Johansson's hot,
yeah,
so I'm gonna do
probably
this scene
so.
with her.
Yeah. But like she gets hit on all the time.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if she actually found something interesting in this Happy Hogan.
This
you know?
just guy.
This
Yeah.
guy. So I
Yeah.
thought that was fun. And then
Okay.
there's a scene that's kind of reminiscent in this, I think. Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
You know when he like takes the strawberries and he just like misses the trash can completely?
Just dumps it on
He
the
just
floor.
dumps it on the floor. There's a scene at the beginning here in 1999 Switzerland where they tell Happy Hogan not to mess with the plant.
Yeah.
And he's just like messing with it, and they're like, "Well, she doesn't like that."
Yeah.
And then they go into the other room, and he just rips a piece of it off. It's just so funny. Like he just does not care at all.
Mhm.
And then it starts growing back, and like that's the introduction to Extremis too, like early.
Extremis, yeah.
Very early.
Yeah.
Extremis. So. I think the opening was strong, especially like with Jensen, everything that's going on there. So I enjoyed that, but man, I think we learned a lesson here. Don't leave anybody on a rooftop.
Yeah.
You leave somebody on a rooftop on New Year's Eve.
They're gonna have the next 20 years. They're gonna have it out for you.
Wow.
That's basically it.
People get pissy quick in
Yes.
Iron Man movies, don't they?
Yes, and it's. I was gonna say I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
And I don't know. What were your thoughts about Iron Man 3? Because we're so on the fence with this movie because this is like people get angry about this movie. People are passionate
You're
about
on the
this
fence
movie.
about this?
No.
I'm a Pantheon, dude.
Oh, you're a Pantheon? This is the best movie I've ever seen.
I'm on the fence.
Yeah,
dude.
I was gonna say it's just tough because there's a lot of things I like about the movie, but then there's a lot of things staring at you that are like, well, what about this?
Yeah.
Where are the other Avengers? Is a huge
Dude.
thing during all this.
Funny story. This shows you how much I kind of dislike this movie, or not. Again, I'm in the middle. Okay, I did not have this one. In my
you had to rent it.
I had to go buy it.
You had to go buy it.
I had to go buy it, and I went to FYE in the mall, right? And I put it on the counter, and the guy who sold it to me, he goes, "This." I'm looking through my wallet.
Yeah.
Okay, and he goes, "This is my favorite Iron Man movie, and maybe my favorite Marvel movie." And I kind of did like the people's brow. I was like, "All right, I got to get going."
I don't want to continue this conversation. I
was
see.
like, well, that's good.
Yeah.
It takes
And
a bunch of people.
I will say it's in my top half
Is
of
it really?
the Marvel movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not put this on the lower half. I think that too many people tried too hard for this movie to fail.
Yeah.
And because, let's be honest, with Jon Favreau stepping down, I mean, you cried, I cried. He did 2 pretty good Iron Man movies. And, he did a good Iron Man movie, and then he did a so-so Iron Man movie. And this was his redemption. He was going to bring it back. This is the first... and also, he produced the Avengers, so that also had a good bit of feel. Because, when they produce, they got a say in it. I don't want to hear it. But with him stepping down, and is it Shane Black?
Yeah, which I was pumped.
Yes.
I was pumped that he took over, though.
Yes. And, I mean, Shane Black made something that we hadn't seen before, really. I mean, we got kind of like this weird superhero buddy cop comedy kind of thing that happened. And I'm not saying it was just different. It wasn't what we were all
disagree
expecting.
a little bit on that. I think I'll let you finish your comment.
No,
Eric.
I'm just saying that that's pretty much my whole thought is that like he made something different that we hadn't seen in the Marvel universe. Because let's be honest, did we really want to see more Iron Man 1 and 2? We got something a little different.
That's what I think we got, though.
Yeah?
I think we
You
got.
didn't think it was different enough?
No.
Okay.
You want me to?
That's fine. We'll talk. Let's have a convo. That's what we're here to do. Let's talk about this movie.
When I went into this movie, a little background here. I was really excited.
Yeah.
One of you know how I am about Pantheon movies,
Yeah.
man. And just to go over it quick, if this is like the first video you're watching, a Pantheon movie to me is something that if you want to screenwrite, if you want to direct a movie, you go to your shelf, man. I buy 10 movies a year. Okay, I'm a stickler. I buy 10 movies a year. Sometimes I don't even buy. I buy 7. When I go to the theater, I want to be blown away. I'm a busy guy. I don't have time for just like some here. It's okay. I don't have time for that. It's not my thing. Okay, so it's like when I went into this, I was like, Shane Black. He directed a Pantheon movie of mine called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Have you seen that? You love it?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's amazing, dude. Val Kilmer, and watch it. I'm not going to sit here and talk about Kiss Kiss
RDJ's
Bang
in that
Bang.
too, right?
Yes.
And he's just like Tony Stark.
Yeah,
right?
he is. He is.
Okay,
yeah. So, yeah, it's
saying.
like if you want to see a Tony Stark movie that's like
Pre-Tony
Iron Man,
yeah.
Tony Stark, bang. I cannot talk enough about this movie.
But we're not talking about that.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. So I'm just going to drop the name. You go watch it. You go watch it.
That's a recommendation.
Yeah, recommendation. So I loved it. He comes into here, and I'm like, wow, Shane Black, Lethal Weapon. You know, you dropped the buddy cop thing.
Yeah.
You know, I thought, man, we're gonna get some like cool little roads and Iron, which you get some, but I thought it was gonna be a lot more.
Yeah.
Last Boy Scout, Long Kiss Goodnight. I mean, this guy's even done. He wrote some of the Last Action Hero. So I was pumped when Shane Black came in. I remember when they dropped his name, I was like, yes. And if you break this movie down to very basics, okay, man, there's so much of this that is Iron Man 2. You take S.H.I.E.L.D. out. Okay, which I think we're going to talk a lot about, like S.H.I.E.L.D. and where the hell are they? And when all this is going on. But man, like you look at Iron Man 2. You have a bad guy that was pissy, 15, 20 years ago. He comes back. You also have Whiplash, who's your bad guy villain, but then you also have Hammer, who is a weapons
sub.
like a sub, your sub villain, who's a weapons dealer. Okay, here you have the Mandarin. Okay, and then you have Killian. Who is like a scientist or whatever his title is. Okay, so and they both get almost equal screen time as Whiplash and Hammer. And it comes off the bad guy in a suit and then your main villain. Bad guy in a suit and your main villain. The end of Iron Man 2, I love the action set piece in the Japanese garden. And it's Whiplash's drones. At the end here, it's on an oil tanker or an oil platform, oil rig, and it's Iron Man's body armors, his suits.
All of his different.
Yeah,
versions.
so I mean, like in its simplest form, I mean, I think it really comes down to like some of the beats in the movie. If we just broke this down to beats, it's pretty much Iron Man 2 minus Shield.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't think it was that much different. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just didn't. I was expecting a lot more.
Okay.
So I don't know. What do you think?
This movie had such shoes to fill. It was the first one after Avengers, and everyone's wondering and everything. And one of the things that I really like about it is that we see the humanity in Tony Stark. He's got PTSD, like crazy.
Can we talk about that?
He's freaking out.
Yeah. What do you think about? Okay, tell me. What do you think about that? Do you think that was appropriate? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I mean, what do you think?
I think it's appropriate.
Okay.
I mean, I thought that RDJ did a good job. That I felt like that he even like. I felt for him when like he was. Panicking and everything, like, oh my gosh, like, I never really thought about that, but, like, being in that situation, the fact that he's, you kind of felt for the Hulk when he's all like, I'm the one out there. Well, Tony Stark's out there, too, taking things out. He's in a suit, you know what I mean?
Mortal.
So that, he's a mortal man. Like, he should,
man.
I mean...
I totally get that. I just think it wasn't used properly. Like, I think he suffers from this post-traumatic stress. I mean, obviously it's through the whole movie, but when we see it break down in scenes, it's only 2 or 3 times, and one is when kids are trying to get an autograph, and 2 is when the kid brings up New York and Tennessee. And I'm like...
he has nightmares, too.
Yeah, he has nightmares, but I'm not like... I think it would be cool to see him affected by this during the Air Force One scene and the oil platform. Things when he's actually in danger.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cool. So I don't think it was used effectively. I'd like if you're going to use post-traumatic stress, let's get into you jacking up your battles. Maybe some people die because you're not even seeking the attention you need on this subject. So I think there were some cool action scenes that we missed out, or some I don't know, just him dropping the ball a little bit because of this post-traumatic stress. But I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. It didn't bother me. It didn't stick out like a sore thumb. I just wish it wasn't just involved with the 2 kids as much, or the kids in the Hooters or wherever they were, you know, and then with that 12-year-old boy. So that's my thoughts on that. But Air Force One sequence, man, what'd you think of that?
I mean, it's sweet. That was the whole thing. I didn't really care for the whole, like, heal from that, you son of a bitch. Like, the chest beam. Like, I just was kind of like... Is that really necessary? I don't know. I like Sabin. He's the bad guy that's chewing the gum. Like I think he's kind of a fun villain who doesn't really say much. I thought that the extremist people, they're awful powerful.
Yeah.
Like even compared to the book. I don't know if you've actually read
I've seen
first
the
motion comic.
The motion comic.
Okay,
I've seen that. But it's been a while.
Okay, I was gonna
say they didn't breathe fire. They didn't breathe fire. That looks so dumb.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Breathes fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the deal with that?
Oh,
whatever. Yeah, exactly.
It's like his pose afterwards.
He's heating up the suit or whatever.
And then I think the extremist guy was like,
"Really?
You can do that?
You can breathe fire?
Yeah.
What's going on here?"
Yeah.
So that was one thing that but I did like that. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I dig heroes saving people. So I really liked him flying down and getting everybody. And that was a pretty sweet, like, the buddy chain or whatever, and then he let and you're kind of like, he probably could have done that. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that seemed pretty practical, that, like, that was an easy way of letting them down or whatever from falling.
And I agree, too, and if you want to see how, like, I think action scenes should be done, like, I don't know how many people were on this. I did look up Air Force One to see how many people could actually
be on it.
Yeah, it's almost 100 people. Yeah. There's like, 13 there?
There's 13.
So it seemed like to me, the reason I looked that up, it seemed like there was more people on that plane.
There's a lot of people dead, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the War Machine armor.
Yeah, so I'm not going to harp on that, but I did enjoy, like, this is how you direct an action scene. They were going to do all green screen. And they actually, I think one of the production designers knew the air divers. Yeah. And they're like, let's go out here. I think we can pull this off practically.
Do it, Which is cool.
I mean, it's so cool,
It's crazy when, like, he's falling and you see the suit. It goes... all different people. It's like, okay, I got to get to everybody.
Like all those people were dressed up in like the captain's suits, stewardess suits, and they had backpacks or like what are they called? Not backpacks.
Parachutes.
Parachutes, yeah. Parachutes underneath their uniforms. Yeah. Which was so cool. And then this is how CG should be done or green screen. Like they did a combination of like you have real air divers here, real parachuting, okay, but then you have they had to mess with the altitude,
Yeah.
you know, because like people couldn't go that far, obviously, without pulling their cord.
Yeah.
You know, so they messed with altitude, they digitally enhanced clouds, and then they switched out landscapes, you know, to give the feel of California. I believe that's where they were, above California. So it's like, that's cool, man. That's how you do a scene. It's like you don't rely on CG.
Yeah.
You don't rely on practical. It's a perfect marriage of how to do an action
I really
scene.
dug that shot, though, where he's got the one person, the plane blows up over his shoulder. Yeah, it's just kind of like putting everything in perspective of like how far away they actually are from the plane.
And again, that's really cool. That was the they had just that regular plane that they all parachuted out of, and then they, you know, did their effect with Air Force One over the top of it. So it's a perfect marriage of practical and digital effects. And then that I think it's that woman that you're talking about that he grabs. Like all that right there is a real person parachuting, and then the arm just didn't fit right in the scene, so they CG'd her arm. So her arm right there is CG, but the rest of her body is an actual person parachuting from the sky. Yeah, so I mean, that's how you do it, man.
Yeah.
Let's just do it right. And then them dropping in the water, all cords, you know, having them suspended
I
above
remember
the water.
remember seeing that. The only thing I didn't like about it was he wasn't actually in the suit.
Yeah.
That bugged me. But it just...
Well, can I jump to the end real quick? Because the problem that I have with the end... kind of goes to this scene. It goes to his Malibu house. It kind of hurts everything for me.
Yeah, you don't like the Mark 42? Is that the problem?
No, I like... Okay, I actually have a question. I was looking this up and I couldn't find... Avengers 2... I'm sorry. Avengers had his Mark 6 and then Mark 7, right?
Yes.
He started off 6 and then to a 7.
Yeah.
Because the 5 was the suitcase suit from Iron Man 2. 6 at the end of that, so 7. 7 was the one that connects to him, right?
Yep.
No, and I like all the suits. I mean, I don't think they've made a bad Iron Man suit. I'm cool with all the Iron Man suits. But the end of this movie, you know how they all come to his rescue?
Yeah.
At the end of that movie? Where were they the entire time?
Oh, coming to him?
It hurts this movie so much.
Well,
man.
but I mean, at the same time, they were under his... They were in his Malibu house, and he needed to get Jarvis back online to do, what was it called, the clean slate protocol or whatever, or the coming home. I don't remember what it is. Something clean slates when they all blow up.
Yeah, so that might help for like when he's in California at Ben Kingsley's house, the Mandarin's house. That kind of explains that. But you know, like when they're tearing the hell out of his Malibu house, the choppers come in.
Yeah. That happened awful fast, though, too. That's the other thing.
Yeah, but man, everything's happening pretty quick, too.
I mean, I was going to say, well, all I was going to say was that, like, those missiles are coming in, and then he's got Pepper. Like, that's a crazy scene where he's like, no, get over to her, and then, and then...
In just a split second, though, when he's flying back to the wall, he's like,
Jarvis.
Yeah, you need a suit on you, Miss Pepper, right?
Yeah.
Where's the 30 to 40 Iron Man suits that could come out, take out the choppers?
It's a movie, Brad.
Okay, okay. I can't forgive it. It's all about writing, man. Like, if we let these people off on this, it's like, they're going to give us more. We vote with our dollars and with these conversations, you know? And I vote saying, bullshit.
Yeah,
okay, that's my vote.
I got you.
But you know what else hurts, though, is like, how tall are you?
5'8".
Okay.
I'm as tall as RDJ.
Okay. I'm 6 foot. Okay, 5'11".
Yeah.
See this? This does not fit me because it's made for a child. Okay?
It fits me because I have the hands of a child.
But see, it fits you better. See, there you go. It fits you better, but I would still say it does not fit because it'd probably come down to here, I'd imagine.
Maybe.
Okay? Now, a big problem I have with this is like everybody can wear everybody's suits.
Well, they're big.
How big?
How are you not, I was going to say, how are you not mad at the hub then? How far? Think about how close that is, and then how actual far away all that like information that's on. Like, you gotta suspend some disbelief, Brad.
I don't know. I just like because all it needs is that line. Like, you know, like it's crafted for Pepper. Yeah, it's crafted for him. Why doesn't he just build Pepper a suit?
The rescue suit?
Yeah, just like give her a suit. Like, okay, this is your female suit. But no, like that Mark 42, is that the one you're talking about?
Which one? The one that he around?
Yeah. And how does it come to him? Because he doesn't have bracelets.
He's got them built. He shots them into himself. Yes.
So how does it go on Pepper Potts?
Because he told it to. He went like that.
Yeah. But how's it going to connect? What's the point of him doing it? Why doesn't he just say, "Come to me," then? What? Why inject his...
I'm not 100%, Brad.
No, this is the problems I have with it.
Again, he was in his house, so maybe Jarvis is connected to the house still at that point in the movie.
And he's a scientist, so I want to see stuff like this. Yeah. I want to see him explain stuff like this. Gotcha. It bothers me big time. Okay. And like, they were in the basement, those 30 suits. okay, or wherever.
Like, yeah, way under the basement.
But one of them was like either a mini Hulkbuster, if not like the original.
That's the Igor.
Version. Okay,
yeah.
the Igor.
Mhm.
And is that also the one that has like crane operate? Like
It's,
you know,
no, it's the one that
looks like
holds
the
up
mini
the
Hulk.
crane.
Okay,
Yeah,
so there's
that's
like
that
because there's two big ones at the end here.
Yeah.
One that looks like it has like some.
And then there's one with big pincers.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So those two things plus everything that the suits can do automatically.
Yeah.
Those they could have busted out any time.
Mm-hmm.
And whip that ass, okay? But, so I just have a problem with that, but a big problem with that. Because anyway, like, throughout this entire movie here, I'm like, okay, these suits that you bring up now, we need to go back, okay?
Yeah.
And why did they try to attack Robert Downey Jr.'s house? These are the things I wanted to talk through.
Why not expect, or why would he wouldn't expect that.
But why do they want to?
Because, get rid of Iron Man.
Why?
He already said that he was coming after him.
But okay, the Mandarin was a
fabrication.
A fabrication by Killian.
Yes.
Okay, and the reason that
you think Killian likes Robert Downey Jr.?
He needs him. That's like at the end of the movie, like he's the one who almost figured out the formula in 1999 on the back of a card.
Yeah.
And the reason that these nuclear bombs or these explosions are going off worldwide are because some people cannot handle it. You know, their DNA can't process it, so they explode. So he wants Tony Stark to fix that. That's the whole reason he captures Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
To kind of force Robert Downey Jr. If he would have killed him at the Malibu house like 30, 40 minutes earlier, I'm like, what the hell? I don't know, man. It's just like I get kind of crappy with the whole ending here with the
it's fun.
See, I don't know, man. I just don't like you if you're going to bring that up, like if you wrote this, you know, I'd be like, dude, why didn't you bring them in earlier? You know, why kill Tony Stark if you're going to use him later to balance out your extremis?
Yeah.
You know, it just makes no sense. Something else I wanted to bring up was I did like Ben Kingsley. We were talking about this like a little bit before we went on video here, but it's like, I don't know. I was never connected with the Mandarin too much. I didn't know too much about the Mandarin.
Yeah.
But some people, man, they lost their cookies, didn't they?
Yeah, I was going to say, and I think that, you know, get over it.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool that they did something different and they threw us for a loop. And because, personally, I felt like it was hitting way too close to home. Like, I go to the movies for escape. And I didn't want to see, like, a bunch of, like, terrorist stuff and, like, you know, like, actual stuff that had been happening and things like that. Where I'm just kind of like, this is hitting awful close to home. This is feeling really, really real. In which I understand that, you know, in Iron Man 1, like, they just changed it to the War on Terror rather than the Vietnam War in the comics. But that was something that I was kind of happy about, that we didn't actually see the real Mandarin. I thought it was kind of fun. I remember being in the theater, and I remember just, like, started cracking up when we first realized that Trevor was who he was, and not the Mandarin. And
he does pull that off. He's funny. He's funny as can be, man.
Yeah, and but he's also very convincing as the Mandarin. You know.
Yeah. No, he is when he's acting as the Mandarin. He's on, man.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the gems, though, of this movie is that, you know, you got a couple people that really just knocked it out of the park with acting, like RDJ and Ben Kingsley and, you know, Jon Favreau, and just really kind of help hold the movie together, even though there are some gaping plot holes. But I mean, what Marvel movie doesn't have gaping plot holes?
I found more in this than usual. I just couldn't buy some of it.
I think that what you need to take away from this is that they are setting up the blueprints for what Tony Stark will be doing for the Phase 3. Because what's he do? He has all of his armors that are going to be there to protect him. In Ultron, he's going to have armors again. He's putting a shield around the world. This is what he thinks he needs to do, is that Iron Man needs to be everywhere.
I like that idea.
Yes, and I love the idea that stemmed from the idea of in Avengers, I got these bracelets, the suit can come to me. Now I have a suit that just can come to me at any point with the Mark 42. Even though I can't stand the Mark 42's paint scheme. I hate the gold on the red. I like red on gold. Whatever. That's
you know why it doesn't bother me? Because I know we're gonna get another one. It's like I like.
But I don't
evolution.
I get you.
Suits.
But I was gonna say I just really hated that was the main one, and that suit almost seemed like a character itself.
Yeah.
How like at the end it's like the prodigal son returns. It just wrecks at the end, and I was like, okay, that's kind of fun. Yeah, I mean, this movie did have a lot of good comedy beats. Yeah. What'd you think of the kid?
You know, usually I'm not a fan of kids in movies.
Yeah.
It didn't ruin it for me. It didn't take me out.
Yeah.
Can't say I was a fan, but it didn't hurt me.
He's just all right.
He's just okay.
Yeah. He's in Jurassic World. Did you know that?
Is he in Jurassic World?
I'm pretty sure he is. So
Really?
Well, I'm like 90% sure that's one
I'm
of the
just
kids.
glad it's not the kid from Jurassic Park 3.
No.
That's all I'm happy about.
Gotcha.
I did like how Robert Downey Jr. talks to him. I think that's
Yeah.
what made him tolerable to me. Like, stop being a pussy kid.
Yeah.
You know, and like, he just like tells
we're
him
connected. It just
we're
drives
connected. Get away from the car.
Yeah.
You know, but on this,
I'm happy he didn't take him with him. That would have made me mad.
Well, that's the thing too. I always hate when like you say you like heroes saving people. You know,
Yeah.
I always hate those scenes where there's still a threat.
Yeah.
And my big one is like with Dark Knight Rises when Bruce Wayne escapes the pit.
Yeah.
He just throws down. We don't know. There's good people in the pit probably.
Yeah.
But there's some dangerous rapists too.
Yeah.
And when Bruce Wayne goes back to Gotham,
Yeah.
that whole town is being raped, and that whole town is screwed. Now I think this guy Savin, is that his name? Savin.
Yeah.
I don't think that he probably had a lot on his hands, so he needed to probably get out of Tennessee.
Yeah.
But this kid, he's just like, get away from my car. We're connected. He drives off, and then the next scene, you see like him like getting off the ground. From after being defeated from the kid and Tony Stark, and you're just like, okay, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna go find this kid?
Just kill
Is
him?
he gonna kill everybody in Tennessee? I mean, what's his deal?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Could you really see any of the Avengers fighting these extremist guys? Like, let's be honest. I feel like these guys would tear Cap, Black Widow, Hawkeye, like a new one. That was one thing that I felt like they powered them up a lot.
Yeah, and that's my big problem with this movie too. Other than the last part of this movie that negates most of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I don't like the representation of extremists in this movie. I think okay. And when I'm talking about ripoffs, I mean, dude, Marvel's been doing nice nods and winks to a lot of movies that come off successful, like Indiana Jones, Star Wars references, Game of Thrones. I mean, there's some stuff sprinkled all throughout, Phase 1, Phase 2. So I can't bitch too much about this being like extremists looking like Terminator.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me of like the Liquid Steel guys, coming out of the fire, even some music there. But we've done this to those other movies too, so whatever. But extremist just comes off, I don't know, kind of. I was thinking about this today.
Cheaply.
It does come off cheap. I hate the fire breathing elements to this. I hate how people can just, regrow limbs. It just seems like
very overpowered.
Very overpowered. But then I was thinking, like if you look back to Captain America 1, Incredible Hulk, it's almost, I know it's not an evolution of that per se, but it's an evolution of like
the super
soldiers in general.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. So I can see like this is like the 21st
they were going to use it for
century.
like military and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
You know, that's earlier when I was getting trumped, that's what I was trying to think of right there. Why is when Killian goes to talk to Pepper Potts about this, confused me.
He's just trying to get some tang. That's all he's.
Is that all that's about?
That's all he's there for. Yeah, let's be honest.
But so is he trying to get he wants money though? He wants this to be funded, right?
Yeah. Which I think is funny that they reduced AIM to a think tank, a 30-person think tank.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which like this crazy Marvel responsible for MODOK and some of the other really big Marvel villains.
they had a lot of balls with some of this movie, man. Like really changing things up. And on one hand, I respect it. Other hand, I'm like, if this was,
I'm okay with it, man. It's a different universe.
Yeah,
it doesn't need to mirror the comics exactly.
True. The only thing I thought about this yesterday, I was like, if this was like the Joker or something that I really liked,
you'd
I was connected, I'd be mad. And
I'm sorry, I hate when people like. Iron Man 3 comes out, and the next thing you know, everybody comes out of the woodwork is just like, the Mandarin's my favorite villain.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never heard that. You need to shut up.
Right.
On all my years of knowing you, you've never said a word about the Mandarin, so I don't want to hear that he's in your top 3 favorite villains of all time.
Yeah,
just ridiculous.
So I have this image of the Mandarin in my head, and I don't even know if it's like a good representation of the comics, but I watched one of the Marvel cartoons, cartoon movies, where it was I think it was Iron Man just 1. I don't know. I don't even know. It was like Netflix late at night, and it had the Mandarin in it, and he morphed into a huge dragon and the 5 rings. And I remember Jon Favreau talking about how the Mandarin was going to be in Iron Man 1, but it was just going to be too much too soon. Wanted a more grounded feel.
Yeah.
And at that time, Iron Man 1, I mean, we didn't have super soldiers. Well, I mean, we did Asgardians, gods. We didn't have aliens, Thanos, and it was just a little too soon.
Well, I think that if you did it true to the comics like everybody wanted, you'd end up like David Lopan from Big Trouble in Little China, and it'd be super racist.
Yeah.
So.
And then again, though, like if they did it like that, like if they updated the comic and just gave us like a Ken Watanabe, you know, where he gets his rings and he can do all of his, you know, martial arts and morphing and stuff like that.
Yeah. Elements.
The elements. Okay, and I know he's a martial artist too.
Yeah.
So.
And then probably the turning into a dragon.
Is that too close to Thanos though? Because all 10 rings has a different power, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of mirror like when
Gauntlet,
we get to in Infinity War.
So maybe that would be part of the problem. And I feel like turning into a dragon was probably a reference to Fing Fang Foom, which is another Iron Man villain that people have been like, "Where's he at? I want to see a giant dragon."
Okay, well then you just opened up a whole other can of worms. I know. Because like Guy Pearce at the end of the movie, I'm the Mandarin. Yeah. But he has Fing Fang Foom's tattoos on his chest with the dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I thought that was kind of cool. Like the nice
Who is he?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, is he the Mandarin? Is he Fing Fang Foom?
I'm not really sure. He's Aldrich Killian, man.
Yeah. And so if
he's chopping Iron Man drones in half with his arm because he's super hot.
I'm just glad this guy wasn't Kingpin from Daredevil.
Yeah.
And then trying to throw the suit on him at the end. That wouldn't fit.
No.
And I just don't get the powers. Like, I mean, at the end, he explodes in the Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then she kicks like a missile at him and now he's dead?
Yeah.
So I just don't understand like the powers of it. When they die, when they don't die, is he still alive?
Yeah.
You know, I just didn't... I'm
heal from that.
Yeah, heal from that. He just healed from the Iron Man suit exploding.
What'd you think about the Pepper Potts saving the day?
Okay, ladies, I agree that we should have strong female characters, but there comes the point when you have to stand back and say, does it serve the story? I did not care for her getting infected with extremis only because they take it away.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she's not infected by it because I don't want Pepper Potts. Well, we don't even know. Is she still have... It says at the end of this movie, he's taken care of it or something like that. It doesn't say he's cured it. You know, they leave it wide open. So I don't even know. Does Pepper Potts, is she still infected with extremis?
That's one of the jokes about it. Is like, forget you. We got your girlfriend to fight on the Avengers.
And again, it's another problem I have with Marvel movies in general. Like Samuel L. Jackson, like he gets shot in Avengers.
She's okay. Yeah,
he's alive. He gets shot. And he gets torn up in Winter Soldier, still alive. Yeah. You know, does any of our good guys die? Yeah. I mean, there's a point, and that's the problem I have.
Ultron's going to mark some headway. I think some people are going to die in Ultron.
But is it going to be people that we
care
about?
I bet
you know something, don't you?
No, I just have a feeling.
We wouldn't talk after this.
I have a feeling.
But so, I have a problem with, like, you know, Pepper Potts. She gets infected, and then she's healed. And honestly, like, I hate abrupt endings. Yeah. At the end of this movie, dude, so much happens in 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm pissed. I was pissed when I left the theater that he blew up his suits. Okay? Like, and then he's like, you know, at the end of the day,
I'm Iron Man.
And I'm like, you ain't nothing without your suits. I mean, you're just the man.
I mean, that's what's cool, though, is that, like, he kind of proves that... I like that scene where he's breaking in. He's got his like homemade bombs and stuff like that when he's breaking into Killian's. That's a sweet scene.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but the end here, I mean, like
he still has a suit, Brad. We've seen it.
Which one?
What? A new one. He built the Mark 43 or 4. Yeah, he built a Mark 43.
Is that the ones that come to me, baby, and it falls down, and that's that one that explodes Killian, right?
No, I'm talking about 42's the one that...
That's that one?
That's that one.
What's
it's gone.
43?
The one he has in Ultron.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not talking... Okay, that's
I'm just
fine.
saying.
That's
fine.
Cool. Okay, that's cool.
That's super cool.
But I'm talking about this one.
Oh,
okay,
well,
like,
you knew he was going to still be in the...
How much did he just waste in this? How much... Okay, let's... Simple math. $100 million a suit. Yeah. Okay, he's just like boom, 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 boom. You like the fireworks? That's the most expensive... fireworks show I've ever seen in my life.
Gotcha.
And he's like, I am Iron Man. I'm like, what would you... I hope you have a good suit.
See, and I liked it. I think it's kind of cool because we showed that, like, he's more than just the suit. He's valuable as a person.
But he's not more than just the suit because he has a suit in Ultron.
Well, I mean, he still needs to get out there, but he's important to be out there. That's the only thing. He showed his chops.
Yeah.
He showed his chops.
Okay. And like this, I like where you're going.
Yeah.
But I think that could have been expounded upon too because, like, we've seen him, and he didn't have this much time compared to the cave because he was kind of moving quick. Yeah. But like when he was in the cave, he made the Mark 1. Okay. With Jensen, who we talked about from the beginning of this movie, 1999. He makes the suit there. At this time, all those suits that are underneath, we said that maybe Jarvis couldn't call all those out or whatever. He didn't have access to them. But this guy is a genius. He's a MacGyver. And I like his little MacGyver scene here, okay? And that Malibu, is it in Malibu? No, is that Florida? Yeah. California. It's in California. When he goes to, I think, where's it at?
I I don't know.
Okay, well he goes to Ben Kingsley's house.
Yeah.
Okay, his mansion, his Playboy mansion. Okay, and it's like there. I would like to have seen him come up, like this guy's a genius. I would like to have seen him come up with something more effective than a shock glove.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much what it boils down to.
You can only go to Lowe's.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Okay, he had access to a cave in Iron Man 1. A cave.
Full of missiles.
True.
Jericho missiles that were in pieces. Like.
Yeah, in this, though, he has lumber stores. He has, like Ace Hardware, gun shops. I mean, I don't know. All I'm saying is I don't know where he could have gone, but that's right there. I like thinking about that because like my writing mind's like, where could we go here?
Yeah.
What could we make?
Yeah.
It just makes a shot glove. And real quick, Extremis.
Yeah.
You're a video game guy. Do you remember Breakdown?
Nope.
You don't remember Breakdown?
Nope.
We have to look at that. Actually, I'm going to show a picture. Check out this picture. Okay, that picture right there was just from a video game called Breakdown, and it was Xbox One, I think. And this guy reminds me so much of Guy Pearce when he turns into that Extremis look. I mean, to the T. I mean, I don't know. So I think that was kind of like a rip-off there. But...
Yeah. I'm going to change gears. I like the fact that this is the first movie that Brian Tyler, he did the score of.
Okay.
Brian Tyler also did the score for Thor.
Okay.
Dark World. He also does the score for Age of Ultron. So it's cool that we got these running themes now. Now Avengers is going to have, because that was one of the problems that I had with all of the Phase 1, different people doing different music. This guy's done a good chunk of them. So now we're going to have like some continuity with music, and it's going to be a really, I don't know, I'm a big soundtrack guy.
Sights and sounds, baby.
Yes, I am very, very excited
that is cool.
For that sound. And I thought that he did a pretty cool Iron Man theme. I mean, for not having, I love the electric guitar and stuff. For not having that, I thought that was still.
And this is the first one too without an AC/DC song. Did you?
Yes, I know. I was sad that Blue was on there. I don't know. When I personally, if I was doing if Iron Man 3 could start for me, it would have been Hulk and Iron Man testing out the Hulkbuster with Thunderstruck playing. Because could you imagine like yeah, and he's just in there. He's like, all right, give me everything you got, and the Hulk's standing there, and he's like,
that would have been cool.
Yeah, that would be Seth's dream intro. Is like rather than having the after credits Hulk scene.
Dude, and like with you bringing that up there, it's kind of interesting. Like I wonder if Marvel's learned their lesson because we know like Civil War obviously is going to have like it was going to be Avengers what are they calling it like 2.5 or something like that. You have a little bit of everybody in there. Do you think after Iron Man 3 here, after Ultron, do you think we can go back to movies with single characters, or do you kind of want to see?
See, and that's the whole thing is that like I think that what hurts Phase 2 a lot is the fact that it's like, you guys have shown me Avengers. We're the Avengers. And I think that that's one of the things
I get it, Thor. Thor's an Asgard.
Yeah.
I get Thor.
they handled that.
You gotta get out of jail free card.
And what's dumb, too, is that, like, you got Black Widow in Cap. You could have gotten someone else in Iron Man. Granted, he does have his own sidekick. He's got War Machine, or Iron Patriot, whatever you want to call him.
That's what I texted you earlier today. I was like, is this during the same time as Captain America? Because I was looking up tweets from Kevin Feige during this time, and you brought up a good point, which is something I really like about this, is it's not Christmas time in Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And a fun note is every movie that Shane Black does is Christmas. Kiss Kicks Bang Bang.
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
No.
Oh, it's awesome. Lethal Weapon, Long Kiss Goodnight, all of them have Christmas elements.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on that, is that I love the fact that, because I think, I don't know, I'm sorry, I think that this is just quick opinion. I think us as a society have just gotten so scared of stepping on everybody's toes, of just being like, well, happy holidays. I'm not going to wish you Merry Christmas because it might upset you. Even though that Merry Christmas is pretty much just saying, hey, have a nice day.
I know,
And so I love the fact that they don't say it's the holidays, it's Christmas. Like, I love that they pick something, they stuck to it. And
if you got a problem with that, man, you need go eat a salad. Drink some water, exercise a little bit, man.
I mean, it's just crazy.
You're too tight.
I was going to say, that is so crazy because, like, again, that blows my mind when people are upset at someone saying Merry Christmas to them. Like, they're telling you to have a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah.
But anyway, I'm off my soapbox. I'm sorry.
No,
but that is something
that's so cool. Yeah.
that's something that I love about this movie is that it's a Christmas movie.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen that before. A lot of firsts in this movie,
Yeah.
even though that there are not a lot of great firsts. But whatever. I don't know.
And, you know, like, talking about, like, you know, these characters, where are they? Like, okay, let's talk about Thor. He's
in Asgard.
Yeah, free pass, right?
Yeah.
But I believe there's a scene at the beginning of this movie where Don Cheadle Rhodey is talking to Tony Stark in the that bar, Hooters, or wherever they're at, and he tells them that, you know, this is an American problem with the terrorist threat.
Yeah.
And that he's like, well, you can ask for my help. You know, I'm Iron Man. You know, ask me. And I forget how that scene sets up, but he pretty much tells them it's our job. We're into this. This is a terrorist threat. There are bombs going off. This guy's threatening the president.
Yeah.
This is something that S.H.I.E.L.D. would be all over, you think? Or at least, if it's an American problem, you would also think it's a Captain America problem.
Yeah.
You know?
I would think. But again, I think that that's the whole thing is that, like, they don't want to have to lean on the fact that having everybody in every movie. I think that...
And that's fine. Just give me a line. Like, because when I looked it up...
Yeah, Cap's in on
when
this.
you told me that, you know, it wasn't Christmas, like, yeah, you're right, man. Winter Soldier wasn't Christmas time, and this is, you know, heavily involved with Christmas. Even the end, President's, like, you know, hung up by, like, Christmas lights, I believe, you know? So it's like, yeah, I'm like, man, you're right. But so Kevin Feige, I looked up his tweets, and he said that S.H.I.E.L.D. was busy during this time, and we'll explain that in their movie. So I started thinking Thor: Dark World, all these other movies. I'm like, they don't explain it because Winter Soldier's past.
Well, we don't know. Maybe Winter Soldier happened first in the continuity.
And great if that's how you handle those. If you're going to give us like one-off movies where it's just about because I understand they wanted to take Iron Man, letting him deal with his stresses.
Or what if Hydra is in control and they don't really care about S.H.I.E.L.D.? Like, if Hydra was actually in control of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time, maybe not just really care.
And fine.
It's like, who cares? That's AIM. We'll deal with them later.
Yeah.
We're trying to take over S.H.I.E.L.D. right now.
Yeah.
It might be that sort of thing.
And which is fine. Just give me something. Give me something. All I need is that one Pentagon scene, you know, or whatever. But
and maybe a one-off will explain that or something. Maybe a standalone, like the All Hail the King.
Yeah, which we disagreed on this, but I thought was better than Iron Man 3.
Screw that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Tell us what you think. All Hail the King or Iron Man 3? What do you like?
I don't know.
But yeah, I just want them to show up. And like, you look at Bruce Banner at the end of this movie.
Yeah,
and
he looked old.
He did look old.
Yeah, and when I went and saw this movie in the
funny
theater,
you said that. I was thinking that last night.
Yeah, when I saw this in the theater, there was this girl behind me, and I didn't even get to see it, but she just goes like, "Bruce!" like she like drunken fit like that had to, and I'm just like, give me a break. This is so stupid. Where was my Hulkbuster?
Yeah.
Like, where's my Thunderstruck? You know, you've been Thunderstruck as he just gets punched and Iron Man goes flying. Like, that's all I wanted.
If he has time to talk to Bruce Banner, Bruce Banner obviously wasn't doing dick. So go get him, call him up, he's your friend, and be like, hey, instead of the kid, check this out.
Yeah.
Man. We're gonna go in the cave and rewrite Iron Man 3.
Okay.
Okay, dude, check this out. The kid. I get it. Pull the heartstrings. Bring the kiddies in, okay?
Yeah.
How about, instead of going to Tennessee, and I know there's some plot things that happen this, we'd have to rearrange some things around, but how about he goes to talk to Bruce Banner?
Yeah.
And they both work on an idea together to make him a better suit or something, and maybe that's where the Hulkbuster could have came from.
Yeah.
And then him fighting, in a bigger suit, or I don't know, something, but working with Banner. I'm geeking now.
Yeah,
instead of
but I think we're gonna get that with Ultron.
Yeah, probably.
They're gonna be nerding out and science, like it's gonna be awesome.
Let me ask you this:
what
the kid?
What about him?
Do you think he's gonna come into play?
I would hope not.
Okay, you don't want to see him as like Tony Stark too?
No, but that's the whole thing. Is I've heard that like he's on the list of like people to possibly replace Robert Downey Jr. if Robert Downey ever had is going to leave or whatever, but. He has come out and said that when this is all said and done, he'll play Iron Man in the double digits.
Okay.
So
he's been in how many now?
He was in Iron Man 1 through 3. He's in Hulk and he's in Avengers. So he's been in 5 right now. So he's been in the most.
I hope so, man, because like I love him. And at the end of the day, when I have all these problems that I'm pointing to towards
he's still a shining gem.
I sit back and like my that scene where he goes to the mansion and he gets caught up by AIM and he's like tied to the bed or whatever. It's like okay.
And
now, which is another problem I have. Okay, like California.
Yes.
No, Tennessee is where those the pieces.
Yeah.
The pieces flew from Tennessee.
Yeah.
To California.
Yeah.
Do you buy that?
Yeah. It's fun.
Why not?
It's fun. It's
Why
fun.
not?
Screw you. I don't know. I really like that scene where he pulls the gun on the guy. He's like, I don't even like these guys.
That was
like,
funny.
that's awesome. Like,
I just watched last night.
Everyone is so weird.
I forget the line too, but there's a line before that where he's talking to one of the henchmen and he asks him a question and he gives them like the exact mileage or something, like the exact answer, and he's like, impressive.
Yeah.
How'd you know that? Like, these guys are actually smart, you know? So I like that whole setup of him. That's probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie, you know, when he has to do the shot glove thing, even though I wanted to see him do a little bit something better.
You wanted to see like a Tony Stark pipe bomb.
Yeah, something. Yeah, so that would have been cool. But so the end of this, I'm wondering, like, where's Bruce Banner?
Yeah,
where's
Cap?
Where's Cap? And that does hurt.
S.H.I.E.L.D. could be keeping them all in the dark, though.
Okay.
As Hydra.
Yeah, idea, guys. Phase 3.
Yeah?
How about if you're gonna do, what are the Phase 3 announced movies right now?
Doctor Strange.
Ant-Man?
Ant-Man. No.
Yeah, no, that ends. That ends Phase 2, doesn't it?
Yeah, we got Captain Marvel,
so
Spider-Man. Like, I don't
There's
know.
like 4 or 5.
Inhumans? Yeah, I don't know everything.
Because, this is like, this is new to them.
Yeah.
Like, they're mastering this whole thing.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have these early movies. These missteps in Iron Man 3, I think, are important and will help us with making better movies, hopefully, with, like, Civil War and things like that.
Just sad it had to be Iron Man.
Yeah, I mean, it is, because I think, like, Iron Man 3, I want to see something. Like, I hope he does an Iron Man 4, because I think he deserves his team-up buddy movie with, like, Incredible Hulk or something, just them two.
But you see, I think that, I don't know, I think it's cool that he's, like, he took a step down, because I think he cares about the product more than anything.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Being like, I'll be like, let's be honest, it's it's gonna be called Captain America, but I imagine he's gonna have a pretty hefty role. In Captain
but
America.
I forget his contract. I'm not just gonna throw out numbers, but it's hefty, and if it does better than what there's projected, he gets like another cut. Yeah. So
man.
Thanks for carrying.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he knows that's gonna just take off.
Did you see have you seen the Under Armour is coming out with Avengers stuff?
That's cool.
And I saw a promo picture today that just got me pumped, where it's Cap getting held back by all these Ultrons, and then you can see like the Under Armour logo, but Iron Man's right behind him, just punching all the punching drones, and it was a big thing about like where the rift is going to start for Captain America 3, and I'm just kind of like, this movie's gonna be wild. Yeah. Like, I want to see them throw down so bad.
I can't wait, man.
It's gonna be it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
and I'm excited. And yes, Iron Man 3 has its faults, but I think all in all, it's still a pretty solid movie. Personally, I think it's in the top half of our 10 Marvel movies right now.
See, I would disagree a little bit, but at the end of the day, like I said, I told you when you came over, I did not hate... The best thing I can say about this is, like, I did not hate my time on the couch.
Yeah, you still had fun.
Every time Robert Downey Jr. is on screen, man, I have a smile. Yeah. And then it's unfortunate that some jarring things happen, and I'm like, man, I just wish there some things were different in the movie, but... But when you watch All Hell... Okay, this is what, at the end of the day, I'm going to give this a better score than what I probably should.
Because of All Hail the King?
Well, because check this out. Iron Man 2. I did not care for Iron Man 2 the first couple times I watched it. And then as we've got along in all these movies, and we're almost at, number 10,
We are at 10.
Yeah, we're at 10 with Ultron, right? So you look back and you see the beginning of S.H.I.E.L.D. and you've grown with, Black Widow and Shaft. Okay? And it's like, Fury. And you grow with these. You go back to Iron Man 2 and you're like, okay, it was convoluted.
Yeah.
But hey, it's the beginning of the team-up movies that we're saying that we want, for future, like a Bruce Banner Hulk or something like that.
There's a whole lot of Avengers fluff holding down Iron Man 2.
But at the end of the day, when I'm back to this now, when I'm watching Iron Man 2, that stuff doesn't bother me half as much as some of the Whiplash Hammer stuff. Yeah. I'd rather actually spend more time with S.H.I.E.L.D. there than Hammer and Whiplash. I'd probably rather spend more time with Whiplash and Hammer if they actually got those characters a little bit better.
Oh, it's so funny, my boy. Give this guy a bird.
Where's my bird? Did you hear about the end credit sequence to this? What was supposed to happen?
No.
I'm glad that they knew this.
Yeah.
And this would have been rushing like crazy. This movie, you can look this up too. This is documented. The original concept for the end credit sequence, and by the way,
Iron Man 3 or Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 3, sorry.
Okay.
And again, like with this end sequence here, it doesn't...
I heard it was going to be space.
It was.
With him seeing the Guardians?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's a space armor out there. It's all white,
Oh, I'd like
and
to see
everything.
that.
Yeah, it looks actually a lot like the drones, his drones that will be in Iron Man or in Age of Ultron, where they're all white and they have blue heads.
Okay.
Yeah, the space armor looks similar to that.
That's cool.
But yes, I heard there was a pop figure that came out. And there was a couple other like action figures that were like space armor, and I was like, is he really going to see the Guardians before?
Yeah.
That's
Aren't you glad that didn't happen? Because the rumor was that he didn't know if he was going to come back after Iron Man 3. He was done.
Yeah.
You know, and if that was the case, then he didn't want to leave it hanging for that universe. So I'm glad they didn't do that. That would have kind of rushed Guardians. But on the same token, this is I think one of the most boring in credit sequences.
It might be the worst.
Yeah, it's not tied to anything
besides maybe Howard the Duck. I didn't care for the Howard the Duck.
Was that the main in credit sequence?
Yes.
Was it? Because I get
because
lost
the
on
other
some
one
of the
is the other one's Dancing Groot. So
yeah.
I would prefer I prefer Tony talking to Banner
probably
rather than
but then
Howard the Duck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would say that, except for then now I'm thinking, where was Bruce Banner if he has time to listen to a story?
He's been listening the whole time.
No, but so where if I don't think he was that busy is what I'm saying during the events of Iron Man 3. So, I don't know. What was your favorite scene? Oh, yeah. I want to say this. Like, if Killian, if he had Extremis, like, people are trying to recreate, okay, the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody from Red Skull to Abomination.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you see in Iron Man 2, you have people around the world trying to create Iron Man suits.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have took him too much to find a buyer to help him pump Extremis out, because that was his whole plan, right? To take over. That's why he wanted the vice president. He was going to kill the president. Vice president was going to take over for the president, and then he was going to heal his daughter with the bum leg, and then he was going to pretty much control the puppet.
Again, it's convoluted,
and then bring Extremis into the mainstream.
Yeah.
So why didn't he just go to Russia, or something?
I know.
I don't know. So, but and last thing I wanted to say, because I got sidetracked a little bit, was like the last 5 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
For Iron Man 1 and 2, we deal with him in the arc reactor.
Yeah. I'm sad that he takes it out.
It's like the 2 movies. You're like, you
care about it.
You care about it. You don't do it, and you're doing everything to keep the shrapnel, away from your heart, and then you just say screw it.
Yeah.
Have the surgery. I'm just like, why didn't you have the surgery 1 and 2? I understand that technology's probably advanced a little bit, or he's not as scared to let someone.
Well, but I think now he's. I think that now he knows that he doesn't have to be out there to do it. He has to build a shield for the world.
Uh-huh.
I think that's where this idea for Ultron comes from, is really right here in the last 5 minutes. Is like, I don't have to do this, but I'm the building blocks to doing this.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's so quick, though, with you have Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
You have, curing her.
Yeah.
You have the arc reactor, him blowing up his suit, saying, I don't need them, and then saying, I am Iron Man. I think there's something else that happens there, but
Happy Hogan getting healed.
Yeah, Happy Hogan getting healed. It's like, all that happens in like 5 minutes, like maybe less than screen time.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, wow, you tied all that up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, but I do like the fact that, as I was saying with Iron Man 2, I don't mind going back to that one now.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping if we do get like an Iron Man 4,
more movies,
or like call it a Hulk movie where we have to deal with the Mandarin, and you're like, there's threats out there. I'm
hoping Ant-Man will actually deal a little bit with the Mandarin.
That'd be cool too.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping it kind of deals. I'm hoping that it's kind of like a little sub thing, like it sets up Civil War. And it kind of fixes some of the stuff with Iron Man.
Yeah, and then you can go back here, and the whole actor Mandarin thing is just fun. And that guy, dude, would you like Ben? Well, they won't do that now.
He's.
The King,
I'll say it. Trevor, is it Trevor Slattery?
Slattery or something like that. Yeah.
He's the second best character the Marvel MCU has made up.
I don't know.
Phil Coulson's the best.
Uh-huh.
Then this guy.
Okay, I won't go that far, but I will say, I love him.
Yeah.
And he would probably be in top 5, top 6, something like that. I do think he's freaking amazing. And with giving us the real Mandarin, we wouldn't have him. So you haters out there, you got to pick a side here.
Yeah.
It's good and bad.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you do get a Mandarin movie and they make him the Mandarin you want, then we get both.
Yeah.
And that's fun, because I like how this guy exists in this world. What was your favorite scene in this movie?
Oh, it's definitely got to be that scene where he gets his armor back. And then where he gets the Mark 40, he's got pieces of the Mark 42, and he's tearing it up with the gun and the I don't know. gosh, his hand repulsor.
Mm.
So, but he's only got one leg, and so he's kind of flying around the room and he's shooting, and that whole action.
Yeah,
sequence
that's
is
really
sweet.
cool.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
a
that
sweet
too.
scene. I don't know.
Is that the same setup when he first? Yes, when he first goes there to talk to Ben Kingsley, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, oh,
yeah,
he's watching the
great.
soccer game.
Yeah, so
I
good.
love that. That's my favorite scene when he goes in there. So it's pretty much connected to yours. But that whole, going in there MacGyver style, taking out everybody systematically, and then being. But my favorite is being shocked that this is not the Mandarin. It's all an act, and he doesn't know jack about anything.
Yeah, he's just sitting there like he's an actor.
He's an actor.
He's just getting drunk, hanging out with chicks half naked, playing ping pong.
Yeah, and I think some of the one shots, take him or leave him. But I love All Hail the King because it shows some of his acting chops and what he was in the 70s, and it's so funny to me. This guy needs. I want to see him more. So I thought that was great. What do you think about that Ultron?
The Jarvis?
The Jarvis scene. Because I've always wondered about this.
I think it's just because he was malfunctioning.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's far away from everything.
Yeah.
They've been through a lot. The suit's not a fully functional suit. It wasn't even prepped for combat or whatever.
Oh.
So what we're talking about is the scene where basically Jarvis ended up taking him to Tennessee for some weird reason. And I think it's just because the man was underwater. It had to do something. It had to save him. And Brad's freaked out because this is Jarvis free thinking. It's AI. And
it could mean everything. It could mean nothing.
Is it? Yeah, I was gonna say. Is that the building blocks to Ultron and Vision?
I'm not hanging my hat on it.
World may
but I'm
never
saying
know.
that'd be cool if it was.
Yeah.
You could go back because he asked him. He goes when he lands in Tennessee.
Yeah. Why are we in Tennessee?
Why are we in Tennessee? And he goes, well, I had to make a decision.
Yeah.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he made the decision on his own without the input of Tony Stark.
Consent. Yeah.
To go there.
Yeah.
And then when he asked him, why did you do that? He goes, well, I've got to power down or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that could be a key. It might not be, but if it is,
it's kind of cool.
That's some cool stuff. You can go back to Iron Man 3. So I
Yeah.
do think that they are thinking ahead now.
I would hope so.
And they're getting better at these movies. And like you said about the score, I'm glad you brought that up, man, because you guys might not think it's important now, but 10, 20 years from now, you're going to want these movies to connect as much as possible.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to a score and you're getting used to a score, man, like you listen to Game of Thrones, do you want someone to come in and score a Game of Thrones every single episode?
No.
You'd be
you
like,
got the
you'd be
same
jarred.
guy for the past 5 years.
Yeah, and it sounds great.
And it's the same guy who did Iron Man 1.
And it sounds great.
Yep.
So it's like, just keep it going. Give us that connective tissue. We love it here, man.
Yes.
So is there anything else you want to talk about before we end this one?
I'm good. I've actually said my piece. I think it's a fun movie. What do you give this movie, Brad? Iron Man's my favorite from the Avengers movies, so I have to score it a little higher. I mean, he's my favorite Avenger from the movies.
What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it 3.5.
3.5?
Yeah, 3.5. 4. Right
Which
in there.
one?
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
3.5. Okay. Yeah. I almost brought out, because after talking about all this stuff about the end here with all of his Iron Man suits and why didn't they come into play and all the problems I brought up with this movie, I almost brought out the bad movie chicken.
Oh.
I almost
You're
did,
insane.
dude. I did.
You're
I almost
insane.
did. Hey, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm not insane.
So what are you writing it?
I am going to give it a 3. I don't know if I should,
Yeah.
but like I said, I like RDJ.
Yeah.
It's more of him. I like Ben Kingsley.
Mhm.
And as long as this movie improve, or we get some we get some other movies that have Mandarin, we get some more of the actor of Ben Kingsley showing up, then man, this movie will be stronger for it. But there is some plot holes, so that's why I get that 3. But at the end of the day, hey, it is what it is. It's okay. It's okay.
It is.
But man, I tell you what's better than okay.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier and Guardians.
Of course,
which
they're
we're
next.
reviewing next week.
Yes.
So I'm pumped, dude. I am so psyched. So, hey guys, thanks for watching.
Yes.
You can find him
at Laird Geek on Twitter. LAIRD Geek, all one word.
And we're almost at 300 on Adventures in Videoland Facebook.
Yes, I'm also on I'm on Facebook. I post on the adventures. You'll find me.
On Instagram, Tumblr. So look for us there, man. We're just a bunch of friends that like talk about movies. So thanks for watching, man. Join in on the conversation. And we will see you next week. Peace.
I want to be Iron Man so bad I can taste it. Here, I can let you. You gotta have the gloves and the. There's like one glove. No, the other one doesn't have any energy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.